Hello everyone, and welcome back to Game Break, a little presentation where we explore the plot behind some interesting video games. Will here, returning yet again to BioShock 2, Minerva's Den, as we continue Subject Sigma's quest to find the Thinker.
Dear Dr. Lamb, I received the invitation to your little social club today. In return, I'd like to make you a wager. I wager you need Rapture Central Computing just a little bit more than I need your half-baked metaphysical mumbo-jumbo. Ideal in science, not whatever it is you're up to. You keep out of Minerva's den, and I'll keep this city's automation from grinding to a complete and sudden halt. Sound fair?
I was wondering where Sophia Lamb would fit into all of this. She hadn't had any kind of notices or appearance anywhere around here, even though this takes place at roughly the same time as the main game of BioShock 2. I am glad to see that the reason we don't see her here is because Porter was smart enough to see through her, as he put it, mumbo-jumbo. Oh, at least someone in Rapture was smart enough to say no to Sophia Lamb. Airtight Archives. Even an octopus can't get in. Ooh. And what's this? Upgraded ion laser.
The Thinker has taken note of your new toy. A firecracker before the eyes of God.
Well, I don't know about God, but it seems to work pretty well against splicers. No idea what these upgrades for it do, though, because it didn't tell me anywhere. I guess just instead of using the power to the people station to upgrade weapons, they're streamlining it and just letting me find upgraded versions of all the weapons in the game, which works for me since this game is a bit more, as I said, streamlined and a little shorter in length. It is only technically a DLC expansion after all.
Thugs came into the archives today and started calling up codes from all over Rapture. People's private possessions, just rifling through them. Said they were Ryan security, that they were doing maintenance on the pneumatic system. Maintenance? Huh. Isn't the point of the archives to keep your things safe from prying eyes?
Okay, two things there. One, not surprising that even Airtight Archives wasn't safe from the prying eyes of Andrew Ryan. I'm sure a lot of the secrets he found out about his potential competition came right from this supposedly secure location. Two, was that a big sister I saw swimming around outside? I think it was a big sister. I was hoping that because we were so far away from the dealings with Sophia Lamb that perhaps there wouldn't be any big sisters here. But looks like they're lurking around after all. And I'm gonna say right now, I do not like it. Oh, there she goes again. Either that or it was, dare I say it, a second one. Oh, I have many not good memories of fighting big sisters, and I really don't want to go back to having to fight him again, but this is BioShock 2, technically speaking. Sophia Lamb is still running around the main part of Rapture, so that is a lot of alcohol. Explains why the booze hound tonic was right here. I'm gonna need some booze if I'm gonna have to fight a whole bunch of big sisters again.
Sure, you hear it in Rapture. One of the business types asked me, why don't you splice white? Get ahead. Well, that's some idiocy. I told him, first of all, I am ahead. Second, in Rapture, It's your work that's supposed to matter, not your skin. Too bad for some folks who can't splice in common sense.
So even in Rapture, racism exists, but Porter had a nice rebuttal for that. I'm not surprised that there's the ability to splice to change your skin color and make yourself appear to be another race down here. Splicing does pretty much affect everything and anything related to your genes. But Porter refused to cop in. As he said, he's already getting ahead as himself. And again, it's not supposed to matter what the color of your skin is down in Rapture, just what you can do and how you can succeed. Still just funny in a sad sort of way that no matter what, you can't get away with that kind of mentality and racism, even today. Sad but true. All the more respect to Mr. Porter.
I have begun testing a new approach to the splicing sickness problem. Adam remembers, you see. The method uses the Adam's own recall of past cell configurations to revert each of the patient's genetic changes. With one final dose, we return the patient to his former self. It is only theory. The number of potential bonding sites for even a single test is innumerable, ones I cannot calculate alone. But I have heard of an adding machine at the heart of the city, beyond the capability of any device the world has known. Perhaps, if I could harness its power.
Ah, things are starting to make a little bit of sense now. So Bridget Tannenbaum came up with a possible solution to undo the negative effects of oversplicing and revert people back to the way they were before they spliced in the first place. But figuring out how to get it to work requires more than human-level calculations and intelligence. She needs an adding machine, a computer that can do it for her. And the Thinker, created by Mr. Porter, ooh, the shotgun, seems to be the most powerful computer machine of the age, capable of calculating almost anything. So perhaps we're down here attempting to acquire access to the Thinker so we can complete Bridget Tannenbaum's work and perhaps save or undo all the harm all this splicing has caused. That truly does feel like a noble effort, especially for Mrs. Tannenbaum, who's been working to undo her mistakes since the very beginning. Okay, calm down there. Calm down there. Melanie is getting a little close with that shelf there. And yes, I have noticed that my turrets do have names. One of the plasmids I have lets me not only repair turrets and sentry turrets, but they get little names when I hack them. So right now I have friendly little turrets, Melanie and Pinky. Nice little touch that kind of amuses me. Makes them a bit more friendly, like little pets.
Continuing input of audio data into the Thinker's database. Subject, Pearl Porter.
Closer now into the recorder.
I don't know what to say, Milton. This is Mrs. Pearl Porter speaking.
That's the way.
And I'm recording this message with my brilliant husband, whom I love very much. And, I am so looking forward to seeing London.
That wasn't so hard, now was it? Won't you be glad that we have these to listen to when we're old and gray?
See, now I'm sad. So Porter was making little recordings with his wife just so that they could relive the happy memories later on when they grew older. Now, okay, calm down you two. Now the only good they are is for feeding them to the Thinker. in his plan to perhaps replicate his wife's existence once again within the Thinker. Which is honestly still a little questionable and disturbing.
Hey, I'm just doing my job. And these pencil necks ain't conducting themselves in a way that'll make it go easy for them. Mr. Ryan needs to keep an eye on what certain subversives got circulating in the archives. That's just the way it is. These pinkos think the bandits are just gonna play nice? Send their plans to the Central Council with a bow on top? When it comes to Mr. Ryan, you're either with him or you ain't. Get used to it.
Yep, just as I thought. Andrew Ryan was sending essentially spies into Airtight Archives to see if he could dig up any plans or dirt on any potential subversives or ne'er-do-wells that might look to overthrow his reign in Rapture. Of course, it's a massive breach in privacy to do so, but this is Rapture and lies. Ooh, lamb's on there. And honestly, Andrew Ryan was willing to do whatever it took in order to stay on top. If that meant breaching certain seemingly obvious protocols of privacy in order to get whatever information he needed, then sending spies into Airtight Archives and going through other people's personal stuff is completely fair game. Oh, so that's what those burst cells do. That was a bit of overkill, I suppose. Keep that for the big guys. Like those, big sisters I saw swimming around outside. Yay.
Round us with what it wants me to do.
Clear a room of clutter, or your enemies. Watch them try to resist the pull of gravity well.
The Thinker knows what you're going to do with that, and it isn't happy.
Well, the Thinker is just going to have to deal with it as we... Ooh! Ooh, play with our new toy. That was devastating. I can kind of see why this gravity well may not have been in the full market. That is dangerous. Looks like it could be a lot of fun, though. Gonna be tossing splices around left and right with this baby.
Porter thinks his talking computer is harmless fun. It talks like a man. This is a simple toy? No. I have heard that Ryan is becoming paranoid about this Fontaine character. If Porter were implicated as a criminal, I would have the Thinker to myself. As it was meant to be. Keep tinkering, Porter. Your time will come.
Ooh, so that's where the deception began. Reed Wahl wanted the Thinker all to himself, this is no surprise, and he got Porter out of the way by kind of proving, quote-unquote, that Porter was working with Fontaine. And of course, if Andrew Ryan found out you were working for Fontaine, you were as good as dead. Or at least as good as imprisoned for the rest of your life, which is probably worse. I'd rather be dead down here in Rapture than in one of Andrew Ryan's prisons. We've all seen what his prison looked like, and what nasty little scientific pseudo-experiments went on down there. Being a prisoner meant being an involuntary test subject to who knows what. What's this new toy? Natural camouflage. Stop moving and fade away. Well, that's interesting. I don't remember that one from any of the previous BioShock games. Unless I just missed it. Might be worth toying with. Oh! I'm a little invisible ghosty goo with this. As long as I stand still, I can't be seen. Oh, this could come in handy. Nope, I'm not here. I'm just gonna watch as you guys get blown up by security. And they'll never know I was here. Nice. I'm gonna enjoy this tonic.
The machine's prediction accounts for your every act. Until you reach the Thinker's core. The equation simply ends. I will not let such an error come to pass.
Interesting. So the Thinker is predicting every move we'll make on the way to the Thinker, but once we get to the Thinker's core, it has no further predictions. Which perhaps means we succeed or the Thinker is destroyed. That could be interesting, and I suppose I can see why Wahl is a little annoyed with our progress. He wouldn't want the Thinker to simply stop. I don't know why he considers it an error. It's more of a solution or endgame to me. But I can understand his motivation now. However, that won't deter us. We must get to the Thinker. And we must help Tannenbaum find the solution to the splicing problem by any means necessary.
Sing me a lullaby, Mr. Bubble.
Now, where's that Big Daddy with the little sister? I need more. Well, there's the Big Daddy. He's, kind of having a pushing contest with that splicer. Oh, nope, Big Daddy won. Sounds, though, like he put his little sister to bed. Which means he doesn't have a little sister, which means there's no point in killing him right now. There he is. And yep, he's all alone. Alright, at least I made sure this time, unlike my last playthrough where I killed a Big Daddy for no good reason. Guess we'll just follow this big lug around until he picks a little sister up again, because Adam is the key to everything, and I like getting more upgrades. Like this invisibility one. Alright, Big Daddy, lead the way. There we go. Certainly wasn't in any kind of hurry to get here. But now he's gonna have a little sister, which means we'll be able to take her. Once we kill off the Big Daddy. Par for the course, really. Ooh, that burst cell does a lot of damage. Takes up a lot of ammo, though. I think he killed my companions. Shouldn't be surprised, really. And the job is done. Don't worry, little sister. We're going on an adventure. Alright, and now for the always fun series of gathering Adam from splicers.
It's close.
Lead the way.
A thinker and Rapture Central Computing, of course.
Well, that was about as fun as it always goes. But it's over now, so let's turn in the little sister and get our atom. Here you go, little one. And as always, I'm of course saving them because I could never harm them. Just can't bring myself to do it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, there she is. Alright, so the big sisters are here and they're willing to fight. Just like in the main game of BioShock 2, once you turn in all the little sisters in a section of Rapture, a big sister comes out to get revenge. And that was the last little sister for this area. I probably haven't been detailing much of that activity since it's pretty much cut and dry, but well, there she is! Hey, she couldn't see me until I shot her. At least I have that first shot in. Alright, now this fun little fight begins. And they're just as terrifying and fast and powerful as I remember. And down she goes. She put up one hell of a fight, though. And then I'm surprised. They're just as powerful and devastating as I remember them being. And just as terrifying. But now we have our atom reward. And we can get more plasmids and more tonics. Oh! Oh, how nice! And we got a reward for saving the little sisters. Yay! You're welcome, little sisters. Thank you for the teddy bear prize. Ooh, the proud parent plasmid. I remember that one. I am always up for more atom. As soon as I have the gene tonic slots, which I can now buy. Alright, let's give this gravity well plasmid a shot and see if it can take out those locks. Oh. Alright, I guess it makes sense that it wouldn't go through glass, so... Oh, there's an opening up there. Well, that splicer's in for a rough time. Hoop. I see, so it pulled all those fuses out, and now we can enter. Nice. I like it. They're made a mess of things, that's for certain.
Porter, it has come to my attention that a certain prominent bronze figure has been installed in Minerva's den. An original cast from the mold, no less. Such indulgence leaves a trail. If that costly little souvenir brings the looters sniffing to my door, and I am forced to gun them down, it will be at your feet that I lay the blame.
Oh my. I do believe Ryan was referring to the massive statue of the Thinker at the entrance to Minerva's den. No idea it was a replica cast from the same mold made by the original Thinker. That's rather impressive. But as Andrew Ryan feared, such extensive expenditures does kind of flaunt a certain amount of cash spent, and that could bring looters knocking. And we all know how Andrew Ryan feels about looters, so I guess it is what it is. at this point, it's kind of a moot point since all of Rapture is owned by the looters.
Automation. From self-opening doors to pneumatic deliveries, Rapture Central Computing keeps life running smoothly.
At least it did for a little while. Hello. I was wondering when I was going to find this fun little toy again. I think I pretty much now am fully loaded up on all the weapons that I had from the main game, which means, yep, it's time for them to throw the really big nasty bad guys at me. Not that I want to use launcher that close up. That's better. If things would stop getting in my way. Well, that was highly effective. Ain't nothing gonna stop in Sigma's way now.
Up and over, friend. Once you toss that gravity well over the divider, the suction will do the rest.
Yep, we've already had a test run of this, Porter. Now for the real thing.
Bingo, that's the way. We're one step closer to getting the Thinker's blueprint out of Rapture. Head down the lift to operations.
You got it, Porter. More than happy to comply. That gravity well is pretty cool and very handy. Though I can kind of see why it wasn't more publicly released.
Operations. You're nearing the heart of the machine.
Rapture Central Computing main operations. This should prove interesting. Yeah, that guy looks dead. Just making sure.
Visitors to Minerva's den are reminded that the operations wing of Rapture Central Computing is strictly off-limits.
Well, that's going to be a problem because that's where we need to go. I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean, we got authorization from Porter. We're allowed in. Hello? Anybody home?
Sigma, you show such loyalty to a proven traitor. What is Porter to you? A convenient excuse to disrupt my work? Or something more? I am curious, I must admit. But not enough to let you live.
Oh dear, here come the defenses. Oh my, he's closing everything down too. It's getting dark. I don't like dark. I do not like dark. Wahl brings up an interesting point though. What is Porter to Sigma? We never really got a clear understanding as to why Subject Sigma is doing all of this. He was just on his way out here when the bridge was destroyed by Wahl. And now we're... Oh.
I've got a bathysphere at my lab that should be able to get us the hell out of Rapture, but we can't launch just yet. First, we'll need to reprogram a signal beacon. That nutcase Lamb's got the city on lockdown, but a hacked beacon should keep her torpedoes at bay. See what you can find.
Interesting. So we have an escape plan, but we can't use it until we hack a beacon, or Sophia Lamb will shoot us right out of the water on our way out. But going back to what I was saying, we don't really know why Sigma is doing any of this. Delta had the motivation of trying to find his little sister, but Sigma just seems to be doing this because he was told to, maybe? It's not really clear. One of the many mysteries of this world. Hopefully the answer will be revealed soon. Hello, Charles. I noticed my other new little friend is named Dusty. Charles and Dusty. Well, no matter what Sigma's motivation is, at least he has Charles and Dusty to help him fight his way through the splicers. And perhaps they'll help him find the answers to all these questions next time on Game Break. I'm afraid we're all out of time now. I want to thank you all once again for joining me on this adventure. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like and join the conversation in the comments section below. And for more great videos from us, subscribe to this channel here at Inspire the Muse. And until next time, get out there and be creative.